I want to say good evening to everyone, and thank you for your engagement of us here earlier as we had a presentation concerning the aquaponics farm, and it's a proposal that's being presented to the mayor and the council, so you'll hear more about that, but thank you all for your patience, and thanks for coming to this evening's meeting. At this time, I'm going to call this meeting to order, and this is our town meeting for the date September 16th, the year 2020. Happy to be here again for this evening. We're going to open just by saying good evening to everyone and thanks for coming. We don't have our flag down here, but we can still salute. If everyone would please stand as we salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all very much. You may be seated. At this time, we will observe a moment of silence for everything that has happened within our world as a whole, because we all know we have so much going on. Thank you all very much. At this time, I would like for us to have the roll call. Mrs. Tucker, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Jackson.
Present.
Councilmember Hardwell. Here. Councilmember Waiters. Mayor Martin.
Present.
Councilmember Upton Walker.
Present.
Councilmember Morgan.
Here.
And Councilmember Morris.
Here.
Thank you. Everyone is present. Thank you all so very much. We're going to juggle around our schedule a little bit because we have our scholarship recipient here, Mr. LaShawn Taylor, is here with us this evening. We are so happy to see him, and I know he has to get back to school. So we appreciate all you do.
Thank you.
Yes. So we're just going to get our minutes approved, and then I'm going to move you up on the agenda. We have some minutes that will be approved for July 14th, 2020. We have also minutes for July 15th, 2020, and August 11th, 2020, which was a work session. There was no town meeting in August for 2020. So at this time, if everyone has your copies of your minutes and you've already reviewed those, I will accept a motion for approval of those sets of minutes.
I make a motion to approve the special meeting for August 11th, 2020, town meeting July 15th, 2020, and the work session for July 14th, 2020.
One correction, Madam Mayor. There was no meeting on the 11th.
Okay.
Special meeting.
It was a special meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said special.
I heard you say special meeting.
I put the question because that's what I heard the mayor said there wasn't.
No August town meeting. We didn't have a town meeting. Okay. Can I get a second on the motion?
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we approve the minutes for the 3 dates that were given in the year 2020. Are there any questions on the motion? Is there no questions? Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Dodson. Councilmember Hardwell. Aye. Councilmember Waiters.
Aye.
Mayor Martin.
Aye.
Councilmember Upton Walker.
Aye.
Councilmember Morgan.
Aye.
Councilmember Morris.
Aye.
Thank you very much. The ayes have it. Those 3 sets of minutes have been approved. Now, at this time, I'm going to move forward because, like I said earlier, I don't want to have Mr. Taylor sitting here and he could be on his way back to Baltimore. So, Mr. Taylor, would you please come and join me here as we say thank you for all that you've been doing And to make the town of Fairmount Heights look good, I mean, we love it. We love it. And your grandmother had been calling me for a while. She tracked me down, and she said, I want to try to do something just to recognize my grandson. I said, you know what, we do too. So I was just so happy that me and the council agreed to come together, and we didn't have a lot of money that we could really give you, but there were some people that pooled their resources. So from that, you're going to get this check that was already done, and then you'll be getting another check that'll be coming, and then Councilmember Morris will be making you a giant check that you can use to decorate your dorm room or whatever you want to do with it. But anyway, it has the town of Fairmount Heights name on it, so we hope to give that to you possibly by the October meeting. You know, and then we can still do more pictures. But the main thing, we just want to tell you how much we love what you're doing. Because you have the perseverance to hang in there, and it makes us proud because this is what our future holds. And if we don't get our young people in the frame of mind, then we have nothing to look forward to. Okay, so I just want to say thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you all.
Yes, and this is your check. This is the first 600. You'll be getting 200 more. That'll be coming because some of the other council members, all the money wasn't pooled at one time to make a check. So you'll be getting the other part of that and the large check that goes with it, and I'll give you a certificate also. Okay?
That's cool.
Yes, yes, I want to say thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. And here, and let Mr. Gray get you on camera also, just to say how much. Yeah, I would like you to say something.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is LeSean Taylor. I attend Morgan State University. And I just wanted to thank you all for all your contributions and all your hard work for even being here right now and taking care of our city. Thank you, and hope to see you all soon.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Looking like a future mayor.
Oh. So happy to see you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Mom. All right, okay. All right. All right, we're going to move on down, you all. I think what I'll do now is to get is Lieutenant Ivy in the back? Oh, he must have. Okay. Well, Mr. Rumi, I'm going to go on and skip down to you. And if you would please give us a summary of your town manager's report. Yes.
Sorry, my hustle.
We can hear you.
Okay. Good evening. Happy to see you, some new faces. Good evening, gentlemen. My name is Doris Saluli. I'm the town manager of town Fairmount Heights. I forgot to tell the young man who just left. Go Bulldogs. That was good. Okay. What I passed out to the council is an amended report. I'm not going to read the report I read to you at the work session, but I am amending this report to include additional information that's important for the citizens. I got some Ms. Mann. Ms. Mann, thank you for that update in red consensus. You're doing a great job.
Yes.
Okay. The last time I reported, we were in the margin of error, because the county's numbers were 68, and I think we're still down to 62. So we're outside of the margin error a little bit. However, it's not too late. At the end of this month is the last opportunity that we get to make certain that we sign up. Everybody in this room can at least find one person on your street, one person in your neighborhood to get them to sign up for the census. Why is that important? We just talked about food, children's school lunches, housing, highway use of money. Everything that is here on the government run town, it is important that you're counted. It's also important that you're counted because of gerrymandering, I'm sure you heard that word, in terms of how your elected officials are elected to represent you. So this is very, very important. Ms. Mann, are you going to get any additional events?
No, I'm
National Hit for the 26th.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Economic and community development. I want to talk a little bit about the Anacostia Watershed Society, the Greening Community Project. I have a copy of the PowerPoint. I want to thank Councilmember Hargrove, Mayor Martin, and anybody else who participated in our September 10th Zoom meeting. It was fantastic. And then they followed up with a site visit, and it was a pre-construction visit. Again, I want to thank Councilman Hargrove and the mayor for representing the town. And I do have a copy, maybe I can pass it around. I do have a copy of the presentation. Here we go. You're going to see a lot of improvements in terms of the town, in terms of the ravine, the parks. Thank you, Mrs. Taylor, for attending that meeting as well as seeing you last week. So I want to thank you for being there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The park will be officially turned over, Mayor and Councilman Hargrove and others. The park will be officially turned over to the town on September 22nd, 2020. I sent you all emails today. If you can be there for the actual official turnover, I'm going to make certain that the work staff is there because now to train them on how to maintain that area. It's going to look great once they finish rebuild that construction. Also, in your report, in this package today, the 2020 Earth Day, Saturday, October 3rd, 2020. Please register, and registration information is attached. I would like to thank Councilmember, this has been such a long time ago, Councilmember Morgan and Councilmember you remember, a long time, seems like several months ago, we went for the training that was supposed to have the April event. Due to COVID-19, it was canceled, so it's rescheduled for October 3rd. If you want to participate, if you can get some young people, this is an opportunity to get young people, anybody involved to help us clean up Nash Run, and which is off of Sheriff Road. I'm happy to see that Fairmont Heights was chosen as a state as part of the National Earth Day and cleanup. So if you're interested in registering, the registration form is in here. Call me. I will walk you through, or I will register you. Just give me your information. But we definitely need people to participate. Let me tell you a little bit about Nash Run. It's off of Sheriff Road. It's the area between hip hop and as you go, there's hip hop, and then there's some land, vacant space there. But actually, there was a stream there. I'm sure with last week's flash flooding, that stream filled up. So this will give us an opportunity to clean out that stream and to make that an interesting, exciting site. And I'm working with the Anacostia Watershed Society to get a sign put in Fairmont Heights to say the Anacostia Watershed. If you go to Howard County, Southern Maryland, any place, you see those signs that says this is part of the Anacostia Watershed. And again, all these things you connect without money and bring interest to our town. Historic preservation, what I want to say about that, to the mayor and council, as you know, the Charity Hall building is about to, in danger of collapsing. I wrote that on behalf of the mayor, and we did get a response from DEPA. The county has committed to tearing it down. So I have to follow up this week. They haven't given me a date yet, but all the inspections have been done. So that building will come down. I will notify all the citizens in this harbor. I know you're close there. I will notify everybody on the block about that. Someone asked me, what about the Fairmont Heights Elementary School? It certainly falls in the category. It's called demolition by neglect. That's a county art ordinance that says historic properties should be demolished if it's not maintained and if it presents a safety or a threat to a community area. Both the school and Charity Hall presents a threat. However, I think there's an opportunity to rebuild that school. We just have to look at the funding. There is a grant. I did not put this in the report. There's a grant coming up in October from Maryland State Department of Housing and Community Development. I will send you that information. And so the council needs to decide if we're going to go ahead and apply for that grant for acquisition and rehabilitation. So there is grant money. And so maybe I can have a separate meeting with you guys about that. The World War II Veterans Memorial Grant, we received a grant last year for the restoration of the Veterans Memorial. And so that project is being handled by Councilman Harvey. The update on the net zero housing, at our last meeting, I think the council is going to decide when we're going to have economic and community development stakeholders meeting, so I'm still waiting on that date. Once we have that, then we can give you an update. Department of Public Works. The one thing that I have included, and I want the citizens to know, that I've included in my report, is I'm getting a lot of complaints, so this Kennedy and others, concerning the conditions of some of your streets, especially Joss Street, where there are a number of potholes. So I took some pictures and I put it in your packet where you can see actually where those holes are. I met with Mrs. Walker today, and hoping that we could do a temporary patch. And Mrs. Walker explained, if the hole is more than 2 inches deep and 2 inches wide, with a small space, that you probably have to put it out for a bid because you probably have to do milling. I agree with her. I was telling her, I'm so used to doing HUD stuff, and that's their guideline. If a crack is more than 2 inches, then 2 inches can prepare anything beyond that you need to correct. So Mrs. Walker and I will put it together. I will present a package to her, and we will do a request for proposal. Mrs. King, I'll probably need your help in helping put the package together. You need to go out there and measure those spaces and those holes. Also, while I was out there inspecting Joss Street, the one thing that really disturbed me and angered me is the condition of the sidewalks by Tremendo's. Those sidewalks belong to the town. And so I met with Mr. Ivy and Mr. Pinckney to figure out what kind of legal pressure we can put and fines that we can put on Tremendo to make improvements over there. What I have not done is to go down to Mr. Pinckney helped with the street where they're building the new house, Cove Street. I have not gone there because there's a serious water problem at the base of that street from the water running off from Tremendo. So I haven't been over there to take pictures or get somebody from the Department of Environment to come out and take a look. And let me see. They talked about training today through Mrs. Goodall. And at our last union team meeting, we had Mr. Dan Warren, who's also from Fairmount Heights, made a presentation on programs and training programs that he's developing for citizens in Fairmount Heights, landscaping, electrical repair. All these classes are free. So that information we'll put on the website so there can be applications. That ends my presentation. I hope some of you go on Anacostia, watershedsociety.org and sign up for that. Any questions?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you going to consider the sidewalks in its entire community, or only up there with Tremendo?
Well, right now, because that's an urgent matter, but we do need to do a capital plan to assess all the sidewalks in town, because not only that sidewalk is failing, other sidewalks
Yeah, that's why
are
I'm
failing.
asking.
Yes.
So what would be the timeline?
You know what? Off the top of my head, I don't want to tell you what the timeline is, because I'm going to have to get a partner either with the Department of Transportation and the Maryland State Department of Transportation to come out and do an assessment for us. But I'll work on it, so maybe I'll have an update in terms of my contacts for the next meeting. But time frame, we don't have it.
If the street won't have the same restrictions like K Street, 6 o'clock parking where
that's a good.
for like 2 years.
Right, that's a good question, and that question I cannot answer. I think she was mainly talking about the conditions of the street and the sidewalk. Wait a minute, just a minute. I'm not addressing regulation. Okay, and just a minute. I think in another part of the meeting, this is my presentation, you'll be able to ask questions about how we're going to regulate the parking. I'm not talking about regulate, we're talking about repair and
There's only
improvement.
one person regulating the parking on K Street.
Okay.
That's the council.
Okay,
No, not yet. You all gonna have computer.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've seen that. Okay, yeah, and right at the corner. Right, yeah. So that would be included in what she's talking about, the study. That definitely would be. I've been out there and I've seen birds play in the water.
In the wintertime when it freezes up,
And ices.
it's ice.
Yeah.
And we don't have a drainage.
Right.
Okay.
But that's part of what I think what you were talking about in terms of a study, so we can address all of these problems. So between the mayor and I know we constantly look at these issues, but some of these things cannot be fixed immediately.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not being funny. I've been here 2 years and I've been on some of these meetings with some of these studies. Nothing's nothing done. So I'm being honest. What is the time frame? Do you actually really have a time frame?
Yeah, I
Just tell me something.
In all
quiet.
honesty, tonight, do I have a time frame? No. When by time, just 1 minute, Ms. Long. Okay, what we will do, what I will do is go back, like I said, I would do a plan and we will outline a draft line as to how we can get this done. These kind of things really take a lot of time.
Point of order, we're gonna have to move on. Mr. Bruner's report is just about finalized. I'm gonna let her finish. And from there, when we get into public participation, we're recording everything. All of your concerns will be recorded. And because we can't just make fly-by-night decisions sitting here. So if you will please give her the opportunity to finalize, then we'll move on and we won't be here all night. Okay? Yes, sir.
Excuse me, everyone. Like the mayor just said, if we get out of order, they can close the meeting down. And for us to get out of order, to close the meeting down, us to be in this building, taking a risk in here to express our concerns, it'd be in the best interest of us to keep it cool and let them organize it in the way that it's supposed to be done. The public participation is our chance as citizens to talk. Okay. Thank you.
You're gonna get your opportunity.
I have a question for you. Historical preservation. As a historical town, and we talk about historical preservation, we're talking about the school that's sitting on the corner, right?
Right.
We also got the old town hall that's on 60th place where I live at.
Right.
I mean, they just came to cut it today. I understand that the county does own it. I'm just saying this for inquiring minds and for people to have a clear understanding. If we are a historical black town, then why don't we take care of our historical sites? And also make sure that people that own historical property are doing what they're supposed to do as well.
I think that's an area where we have really been innovative in terms of taking care of historic property. Right on 62nd Buffalo Road, routine and where money's gonna be channeled. Can we continue doing what we can do? Yes. That's my answer.
Okay. All right,
Like someone said earlier, and I don't want to hold up too much time, but historical preservation, the folks that own historical properties have already rebuilt them, that's fine. I'm just saying the way that they take care of these homes.
yeah.
Right.
Some of them, the grass are not being cut,
Right.
you know, and then, like I said, the old town hall on 60th footage, I mean, that's a historical land site for this whole entire town. And, you know, we already know about the 6-0 home that we built right on that historical site.
Right.
You know, and you know, it's just a whole lot of.
Let me correct you a little bit about that, but the Bayland plan. Okay, Bayland is not regulated by this historic site, it's just vacant land. Okay. Did I take into consideration all the comments that I had received from the citizens? That's why we have a historic marker there. That means we're going to make certain that the marker stays in place, that we're going to be able to get exhibit boxes when it's already there. We're going to make certain that the history, knowing what was there, will stay there. And I go out through the state of Maryland looking at other areas where historic preservation. And I live in a municipality, I live in Chesapeake Beach. And they did a lot of work there. And the thing that I felt was so exciting about leaving Chesapeake Beach is the mere fact that we saw a garage. They put this 710 car garage in the middle of our community, and everybody hated it. And everybody else hated it. I saw green roofs, I saw restaurants, but guess what they did? Someone restored a 1948 pickup truck, and guess what's displayed in front of the park? You know what was in that garage. Councilman Wiggins and I have been trying to identify what kind of vehicle can we put there at the garage. We're thinking, what did you say today?
A 65 Mustang, apparently out the 1950s.
Oh, my.
These are the things that are really kind of exciting. These are the things that are really exciting. I know it sounds like slow, snail's place for everybody, but just give me a chance. Give us a chance and give us a season change. Thank you.
Yes, all right, thank you all. Mr. Remy, thank you for your report. We're going to, actually, I was going to have Lieutenant Ivy to complete his report. Mr. Pink went upstairs to get him. And our treasurer's report, she gave us a report on doing work session for the fiscal year 21 profit and loss budget comparison. There is a lot of information here. I could possibly pull out some of it, but I don't want to start picking and pulling at it just to identify any particular issue. So,
Mayor Martin,
yeah.
she gave me her summary. She asked me to read it.
Okay, good. All right. Councilmember Akindu Uwaka will read the treasurer's summary. Well, I think that it must have been taken from this. Now, I didn't see this, the part that she has. I haven't seen it. Okay, Councilmember.
Good evening, everybody. On behalf of our treasurer, Susan Walker, I will read her treasury summary. Current assets as of August 31st, 2020 were $547,569.65, which includes $301,293.10 in the operating account. As expected during our summer months, June through August, our expenses exceeded our income. However, due to available funds, the town was able to meet all financial obligations. We now have 2 vehicles, 1 dump truck, 1 trash truck. On the dump truck, there is a 5-year lease at $1,188.65 per month. The trash truck also is a 5-year loan at $2,761.39 per month. The staff will receive the hazardous pay from our CARES fund by September the 30th, 2020. Our applications for police aid is due by September the 30th, 2020. Most business owners have paid for their FY21 business licenses. Delinquent accounts were reviewed with myself. Recommendations for notifications and collections will be discussed with the council. The parking lot. In reference to excess equipment, during my meeting last week with the mayor and Councilmember Hargrove, we discussed the excess equipment in the parking lot. Some items will be discarded. However, Mayor Martin requested that items with a salvage value, such as the old trash truck, black pickup, be sold and funds allocated to Public Works. Revised agreement. The parking lot agreement is being revised to address vehicle requirements for tenants, valid tags, and registration. Vehicle must be operable with valid insurance. Request for proposal. An RFP to collect alley drainage will be issued once the location of all alleys have been confirmed. Citizens' complaint, property damage during the Pocket Park. The resident adjacent to the Pocket Park, whose property flooded after last week's heavy rainstorm, notified Mayor Martin of the incident. The engineer and contractor for the Pocket Park was notified. Upon completion of the park, Prince George's County sent an inspector for final inspection and approval. Fairmont Heights received approval from the Prince George's County inspector. Prior to construction of the park, the town was issued a stormwater management waiver. For the park, due to the amount of ground we were not disturbing. Mrs. Saruni has information she has shared with Mayor Martin, and I will share with the homeowner regarding the county's response to the property damage due to storm. Damaged curb. Mr. Pinckney submitted pictures of damaged curbs. Quotes have been secured. The most reasonable quote is $900. Highway user fund will be used to repair the damaged curb. Veterans Monument site. Interior Design will meet with Councilmember Hargrove to discuss plans for the park, as site plan will be required prior to the town securing the permits. And that concludes her report.
Thank you very much, Councilmember. At this time, I would like for Lieutenant Ivy to give the Police Department report.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, and citizens.
Good evening.
Two reports, which is for July, which is for all due to the council being in session, and without making it so lengthy. Just to share with you, for the month of July, there were 262 calls for service that came into the town of Fairmont Heights. For the month of July, the update consisted of high visibility patrol for Saturday night 4th of July celebration. Citizens were issued verbal notification and information stating the Prince George's County Code Subtitle 11, Section 11-2678 states, it is unlawful for any person to manufacture, possess, store, offer for sale, discharge, use, burn, or explode any fireworks in Prince George's County, Maryland. Penalties for violations of the law include a fine of up to $1,000 and or 6 months in jail. During that time of patrolling the 4th of July, all residents that were in use of fireworks, they would get a notification of the law in Prince George's County, Maryland. I have submitted to the council also two photos of those that were in use of the fireworks throughout the time of the 4th of July. I could not confiscate the fireworks that were in use due to manpower, and then also to issue any citation. But I do have footage that they have seen, even when there was a very severe fire that took place on Eastern Avenue. So next year, we're looking at that you citizens that are here and the rest of the citizens in the town, we make sure there's notification about the fireworks and in compliance with Prince George's County. In the month of August, 255 calls for service. Updates, annual in-service police training was completed. For July and August was also completed. Records management system / the Maryland State Police reporting completed. In preparation for NIBRS, which means National Incident-Based Reporting System. The RMS, the Records Management System, is what's submitted to the state of Maryland Police and also to the FBI. With that information, they calculate all of the data of all the crime statistics that have come in. Now, as they're moving to the NIBRS, they're going to be more detailed in crime reporting due to the severity of things that have taken place in the past in America and what is taking place now to be more on point to bring things more up to date with the crime reporting. And then also, too, for July and for August, continue patrol assisted by Prince George's County Police. That ends my report. If any questions that you have. For July and August. Thank you.
I have a question, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
This is not thinking report concerning emergency management. I'm sorry, my question is concerning emergency management, and it may be something that you have to follow up with me later on about, and about the rain and everything that we've had. So my question is, our approach to emergency management during things like COVID and things like, do you have documentation pertaining to an emergency management plan?
Yeah, there's some previous information that is on hand, but with that, what I stated, I think back in early February when I did my monthly report, that I wanted to establish the Citizens Emergency Response Team that would fight out with emergency preparedness.
Okay, okay. I just need to know the extent of what you have in your possession. I need to see what you have in your possession in terms of emergency preparedness, and whether police relevant to the police department or the community as a whole.
Okay, what I had to let you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Lieutenant.
You're welcome.
All right. We are privileged to have with us this evening Mrs. Span, who has been working with us in great capacity on our census and getting our numbers up. Mr. Rumi mentioned that in her report, and Councilmember Dotson has been talking about it, and the letters have gone out, and I'm happy to say that our numbers have gotten higher. But I have the information here. Ms. Span, I didn't know whether you wanted to read this. It's some very interesting information here concerning the census. And well, I'll read this. I wanted it to go on the record. It says, we are moving on up the 2020 lengthy census report. Great news, as of the 2020 census self-response draws to a close, the town of Fairmont Heights continues to move on up. Let's review how the town has moved along. Our indicators will be the state, county, and the town of Fairmont Heights self-response rates. On April 19, 2020, it was noted that the town of Fairmont Heights was reported at 43.2% self-response rate, and the state of Maryland was at 54.2%. As of today, September 16, 2020, the town of Fairmont Heights is at 62.5 self-response rate, with Prince George's County at 68.2, and the state of Maryland overall at 70.1 self-response rate. Despite the challenges caused by the coronavirus, the good news is the town of Fairmont Heights has moved forward to increase the self-response monthly. The United States Census Bureau has adjusted the self-response once again, and this time it is scheduled to end September the 30th, 2020. The Fairmont Heights Census Committee will push forward till the end. We want to ensure that all citizens have a fair chance to be counted for the 2020 census. Please note some of the actions we have already taken to increase the self-response rate, and they are as follows. We have dispatched 2 mass census mailings to all homes in Fairmont Heights in the form of stuffed envelopes on April 1st. Public workers put up huge "Everyone Counts" census signs April the 3rd. Fairmont Heights Public Works Department distributed several flyers to all town citizens April the 9th, 2020. Census Committee had letters and flyers translated in Spanish on April the 14th, 2020. We purchased a megaphone on April the 16th, 2020 to amplify our voice as we canvassed the town. We have foot canvassed and partnered with the Civic Association of the Knock and Talk Walk Style to bring awareness of the importance of each household self-responding. Doing meal distribution on May 21st, sponsored by Attorney Christian's office, we handed out census flyers, obtained names and addresses of citizens who stated they had self-responded. Census was out canvassing in the neighborhood with the Civic Association on May the 16th and May the 30th. More flyers and letters were distributed in June by Public Works. Census was present at the aquaponic program on July the 20th and handed out 2020 Census lawn signs. Census was available during the watermelon giveaway at the town hall in August. Census was present and teamed up with the mayor, town council, and the Civic Association for the ice cream, book bag, and mask giveaway. Hence, even though the date for the self-response was changed, we will continue to push forward to the end. We are anxiously awaiting the outcome of who will be a winner of one of the 9 $25 gift card incentives. Hopefully, we will be able to announce the winners at the October work session and confirm the winners publicly at the October town meeting. Remember, the gift cards are the final expense for FY 2020 Maryland Census Grant that was awarded in the amount of $7,670. If you have any questions, you can contact me, and this was submitted by Ms. Arlene Spann. So I think we really need to give her a round of applause for all the hard work, and that goes without saying. We've seen the results, because in this year, we've even gotten a rate that's coming on up, but we'd like to take it higher because it makes us proud and it makes us be a town that's going to really benefit the more our numbers increase. So keep on spreading the word, everyone. That helps us all. All right. We're going to continue on down. I think Mr. Pinckney is already gone. He turned in his report for work session. He had a report for us. And I'm going to go down to new business. And under new business, our first item was the presentation of the scholarship to Mr. LaShawn Taylor. And tonight he received $600. He'll be receiving $200 more once the request is changed over to a check, because I put the request up in Ms. Walker's box. The next item that we have is the aquaponics farm, and that was Ms. LaShawn Mosley from QED and Mr. Jones from the University of the District of Columbia. Now, District of Columbia University, they made their presentations. There is an executive summary that's over here on the table. Everyone, please make sure that you read the executive summary. I don't know whether Councilmember Hargrove, would you like to sort of summarize from the top here, or I can read the first statement to make sure it goes in the record?
Yeah, maybe read the first statement.
Okay, under executive summary, at the top is Fresh Community Holding Corporation, and Fresh Communities Holding Corporation's mission is to end food insecurity and improve food access through our integrative ecosystem of education, distribution, marketing, and innovative technology to reduce food costs and increase food access while providing new avenues for economic development. FHCM believes the improvement of food security will stem from a diversified food system that will include urban communities as locations for food production, preparation, and distribution. Now, there are several other areas. I'm going to let everyone take a copy of it over there on the table. There's a copy that you can pick up either now or on your way out so that you can read all the information, because it's broken down into categories. It talks about the solutions, it talks about the divisions, and it's signed off by Mr. Michael Jones, CEO of the Fresh Community Holding Corporation. So I wanted to put that in. If there are any questions for this company, we can actually have them to either make another presentation or send you to their website. At this time, I'm going to proceed on down the agenda, because from our work session, we had an item that needed to be finalized, and that item was to make a decision as who will be our new liaison to the police department. Now, Councilmember Morris was the last liaison, but he stepped down a few weeks ago. How long ago was that? 2 weeks, okay. So there are two candidates now. That's Councilmember Akandu Waka. She used to be the chair, the liaison. She's desiring to have her name to come back as the liaison, and Councilmember Wood Dotson wants to also be included in the choices. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a vote, and I'm going to have Ms. Tucker to do it, to give everyone, give them a sheet. You have two choices, and we can vote, and we'll let our town clerk announce who will be the new liaison to the police department. We'll do it by the vote.
Sir, can you define what that liaison is doing? Is that the public safety?
Yes. Yeah.
Public safety chair? The title is not liaison, it's a public safety chair.
Public safety chair.
I think for the sake of public recognition, they can vote this, having seen this 6 times been done. The description of that committee and the responsibility of that committee. So it is clear what that committee chair is responsible for.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, so that's what we're about to do, and then,
I'd like to make a statement prior to calling for the vote.
huh?
I'd also like to make a statement.
Okay, can you pull your mask down, Councilmember, so everybody can hear you?
Make a statement prior to the vote. You're gonna call for a vote?
We're going to do the voice vote. It's not going to be a voice vote. It's going to be
So there's
by
no
the
motion.
ballot vote.
So there's no motion. It's just something on the agenda that we're gonna vote.
Yes, yes.
There's no discussion.
Well, you can always have discussion, always, but that's why I made the statement before we got started, so that everybody gets a clearer understanding of what we're doing.
I think before you vote, you should have
Okay, if at this time, now I don't know how many, Mr. Obong, if you would hold on, we're going to get,
This is a vote.
community participation is coming.
No, this is totally different from what I was saying.
I understand, but you're going to get your opportunity. If you would just hold on for a few moments, you'll get your opportunity.
Y'all gotta vote with somebody who had an issue with the police. That caused the issue. We have to vote the same people.
No. See, okay, but this is what I'm saying. Until the choice is made, you can't, I mean, you could comment about it, but now's the opportunity for the council.
Why you guys on the ballot? That issue.
Okay. If you would just hold tight, it's going to be coming shortly. You'll know who will be the new liaison person for public safety, okay? So just hold on. Ms. Tucker is actually bringing it to each person now, then they'll make the decision, put it in, and then we'll just announce it and we'll take it from there. We'll begin to regroup and, get everything done. Mrs. Sarumi?
Yes.
I think most of your questions have probably been answered. If you would like to, thank you very much. Yeah, because I don't want to hold you late just in case, I know you have a distance. Okay, all right. Just wanted to express that to you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Okay, thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
If you will please make sure that your papers are folded all the way down. Make sure that they're folded down and hand them back to the clerk.
You just voted without discussion?
We're in, what else did you want to discuss?
I asked you,
Yeah, you did.
discussion prior to voting, we just voted. You just voted. My paper's still, because we did not.
Okay. Well, now's your time. If you want other
Madam
discussion.
Chair, the votes have been cast prior to the discussion. No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. I'll tell you what, council member. Now, there was no way else at the time. See, we didn't actually put in extra time into the calendar for the discussion of, because we had discussed it in work session.
Now, in detail, Madam Chair, if I asked the question prior to the vote being taken, will there be discussion? You said yeah.
And I did not know you wanted discussion before the vote.
That's what I said.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Okay.
And you said yes. And then Ms. Tucker was passing out the sheets, and you said that, but you never called them, we'll take the vote.
Okay.
This is in violation of the discussion prior to making the decision.
Okay, here's where we are. What else was it that you would like to say,
A
council
whole
member?
lot based on what just happened. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, well,
All right.
at this point, you might as well just have the floor.
I am, yes.
You might as well go on and say
I
it.
am, yes. ma'am.
Because no vote has been released yet. She just has the
You're gonna have
paper.
to call that one back.
So you can come on into the middle.
I am. The reason why I asked for a discussion prior to making this decision, and I'm saying it before the citizens, because we already know the citizens want to be. In my defense of what I'm saying, Councilmember Morris, well actually, Councilmember Buck has served on public safety more than one term. She stepped down. For whatever reason, her justification was the police department and its trouble. Councilmember Morris, he stepped down. They both have stepped down from the responsibility. So why will we vote for the same person to come back to do the same thing? Now, I have in my hand several complaints from the citizens that are a result of the decisions that have been made in the past year. I have the description of that committee in my hand. It is not a liaison. It is a public safety committee that consists of a chair and committee members. We have council members that are chairs, co-chairs over multiple different committees. We're in trouble like we are because of the decisions that are being made. And at this point, I stand before you to tell you, I am tired. Is to allow someone that has not served on that committee to show you that it can work differently. Not to place the same people back in the same place. Now, I'm going to sit down. They've already taken the vote. I've already said it. I've already said it. They can take the vote, but I'll challenge it.
Okay. All right, thank you. Thank you. Okay, would you like to say something also? I'll give every council member an opportunity to speak now. Council member.
Councilwoman Waiters is exactly correct. I have served. I'm only considering coming back at her suggestion. It was her that let me understand, Councilwoman Waiters.
I can explain. Go ahead.
And it was at her explanation to me as to why I should not have stepped down. And my reasoning for stepping down is because, unfortunately, I put trust in someone that betrayed not only myself, but the town of Fairmont Heights. Now, with saying that, She states that there are certain things that should be put in place. She referred to the emergency preparedness. There is a draft that has been done. She referred to, there are some other things that have been put into place, but unfortunately, because of the unfortunate downturn with the police department, we were not able to go forward with. So having learned and having been able to feel that I should not fully entrust everything to one person, I know how to do it better. And again, this was at her request that I come back to as the chair under public safety, because it wasn't my fault.
Okay. All right, excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. There is one other council member. Council member Wood Dotson is going to have the floor next. Yeah, it's just. Council member.
I'm standing here.
Please, we're trying to get finished. We're trying to get finished. I'm not trying to make you go sit down. I'm just saying I don't want you to. She has the floor. She has the floor.
As being one of the chosen, as far as electing to serve as a public safety chair, I would like to have a chance in serving to do where I wasn't, I didn't have the opportunity or availability until now. And I've served as a community servant for the 16 years that I've been in the town of Fairmont Heights as a council member. I'm not saying that it would be a hard task, but I would like to have the opportunity to show the diversity and the intervention where we as a community could work collectively with our constituents, which are our citizens that place me here in my seat. I wouldn't make any opinion or just take full at heart to say what I would do. My job is to go back to the people because you put me in my seat. As far as saying there's a draft, I've been on the council for 16 years. If there's a draft, I've never been privy to see anything in regard to public safety, emergency preparedness to date. So if I were given the opportunity to show forth that I could work and show that intervention collectively as us working together, I would like that opportunity now to show diversity can work in our community, working together.
Okay. Are there any other council members that wanted to make a statement or to have something to say now before the town clerk reads off the... Okay, would you do that, please? You're about to have the opportunity. You're going to get your opportunity, Mr. Obama. You're about to get your opportunity. Well, okay, okay. I'm trying to get this vote finalized, and we're going to move into the mayor and the council reports, and then from there we're going to citizen participation. We're going into citizen.